Hey y'all, hey, this is going to be an energy read on Dutchess Dior, Zaria Carr, and Shamarcus Carr. So we're going to get into the overall energy. And somebody wanted to know, they were fighting on the earth realm. So are they still fighting? Are they still going through what they were going through when they were on this earth realm? So let's see. Are they still going through what they were going through when they were earthbound? I'm getting two yes cards. This sun card is yes. There's a Leo energy. When I see this sun card, right, this deals with core value, self-belief. It's about creation, creativity. It's like a light has been dim, a light has been dulled. When I see this sun card, like I said, it deals with creation, creativity, childlike joy, but it also deals with the ego, okay? And so this Page of Pentacles is Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. There's also a yes card. And when I see this this Page of Pentacles, it's like whatever they were carrying was very, very heavy. But this is about being a student. It's about learning. It also gives me the energy of some type of stagnation, because it puts me in the mind of the Seven of Pentacles. The day that you plant the seeds is not the day that you get the fruit. So there was some type of resistance. There was some type of stagnation, and they're still going through the same problems that they was going through on the earth in the spiritual realm. I'm seeing the Ace of Wands. There's Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. It's about passion. It's about creativity. It's about taking action. This is about a new opportunity or something that's going to light someone on fire. I do feel like there is some type of clarity or taking action to get clarity, okay? But there's fire energy, masculine energy. I'm also seeing the Two of Wands. This Two of Wands is like planning a trip, trying to figure out if you should stay or if you should go. So both of them was trying to let go. They were both trying to figure out if they should stay, if they should go, if they can make it work out. But there were some imbalances, okay? They were unbalanced, okay? They didn't stand in clarity. They didn't stand in what they know they should have did. They didn't take action to leave, to split apart. What else? The Eight of Cups. So I feel like they would leave each other alone. This deal with emotions. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So I feel like they would leave each other alone because there was a sense of abandonment or like disappointment, thinking the grass is going to be greener on the other side. So this about love. It's about clarity. It's about walking away from people that made you feel abandoned. It's about walking away from things that emotionally broke you. I'm also seeing the World card. When I see this World card, I'm picking up on Aquarius energy, Scorpio energy, Taurus, and Leo. And so this is about expansion. It's about growth. This also puts me in an energy of what goes around comes around. Anything that deals with you or revolves around you comes back full circle to you, okay? I'm also seeing the Lovers card. And so I do feel like they had a lot of love for each other or a love for each other, okay? They had a love for each other. There's Gemini. And so I do know that we are in Gemini season. This happened in Gemini season. But when I see this Lovers card, right, it's like primary choice. It's like balance. It's like lovers. But I also see the Three of Swords. There was a lot of heartache, like a lot of sadness, a lot of lies, a lot of like it's like it's raining. It was the storm is heavy, and I see the Wheel of Fortune. This is an ending of a tough cycle. So this about ending a karmic cycle. I'm hearing Wheel of Fortune, and today is Jupiter Day, and so I think of Jupiter Day. I don't know, Thursday is very, very significant. I'm also saying the Two of Pentacles. When I see the Two of Pentacles, I feel like multitasking. There was some juggling. Somebody was walking on a slippery slope. I also see the Star card. This is Aquarius energy. I'm getting the star of the show. Hopes, wishes, fulfilled, dreaming. I'm also seeing the Eight of Pentacles. So both of them needed to learn how to balance their emotions. It's like both of them wanted to be the star. Both of them wanted to be the star. It could have been of that life. I'm saying the death card. And so there's Scorpio energy. And so there's about releasing people and things that don't add to you emotionally. Because it don't add to you emotionally, it's not going to add to you mentally. So this is about an ending, okay? A death and a rebirth. I'm also saying the Ten of Wands. So they're still carrying a heavy load. This is a burden. There's a heavy weight. And they left children behind, okay? They left children behind. I don't think they intended for it to go this far, but they left children behind. So when I see this Ten of Wands, I always hear bag lady, you will hurt your back dragging them bags around like that. This is about a heavy weight. This is about responsibility. This is about a burden, a heavy burden. I'm also seeing the Ten of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's about a long-term commitment, marriage, elevated happiness, and a judgment. I'm also seeing the Four of Wands. There's about a celebration. And so this Judgment card is about an awakening, a rebirth. This Four of Wands is about a celebration, birthdays, wedding announcement, engagement announcement, pregnancy announcement. And in this case, they're going to be doing a homegoing celebration for these two. I'm also seeing the Empress card and feeling like someone was left out in the cold, okay? So there's Empress energy, there's a Libra and Taurus. There's a divine feminine who could be pregnant, a mother, motherly. But this Five of Pentacles is about feeling like they're left out in the cold, competition, a lack of something. I'm also seeing the Queen of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. So I feel like she was trying to take her power back, or get her power back, or stand in her power. I'm also seeing the Six of Cups, okay? There's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. When I see the Six of Cups, I think about past memories, returning to your roots, nostalgia, childhood memories. But I also see the Eight of Wands, okay? I see the Eight of Wands, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Then I see the Seven of Wands, advocating for yourself, maintain your composure. But I see the Moon card sticking out. When I see the Moon card, there's about like secrets being revealed, okay? A curiosity, a thirst for some type of knowledge, communication, okay? So let's get this deck. I'm saying meek, okay? And so this meek card, this is about meekness, is strength under control, a quiet force that embraces humility without compromising integrity. So I feel like this meek card, meek, M-E-E-K, this meek card, I feel like she wish she could have did things different. I feel like she wish she would have kept quiet, okay? She wish she would have kept quiet. She now realized that silence is more beneficial, okay? I'm also saying deity. And so they were both dealing with deities, had deities. Deities are beacons of wisdom, compassion, and guide souls toward profound understanding and spiritual fulfillment. And so I don't know what type of deities they were dealing with, but I don't feel like the deities they were dealing with were beacons of light, okay? I'm also saying empathy. And so there's a lot of empathy now. The capacity to empathize allows us to understand and share another person's feelings. And so they had a deep connection because they were able to tell each other secrets that they were not able to tell anyone else. Especially the Frenchman told her some things that he couldn't tell anyone else. And so the Frenchman also had a big ego. This ego, remember the first card that came out was the Sun card. A spiritual ego is a mindset that is filled with spiritual beliefs and ideas. It is the notion of oneself as spiritually evolved. And so they both thought they were spiritually evolved, and it was tapping into some shit that they didn't know was going to backfire or could backfire the way that it was. They didn't have a mutual respect for one another, okay? So the respect was lost a long time ago between them. I'm also seeing angels, okay? And so they wasn't listening to angels. Angels are spiritual beings and messengers of God or guardians who assist and protect humans. And so I don't feel like they were using or dealing with angels that protect humans or dealt in protective work. I don't feel like it was dealing with protective. I just don't do that. I don't think they was dealing with positive entities, deities, okay? I'm also saying the Kundalini chakra, this Kundalini. So when I see that, I think of sexual chemistry, passion, lust. I'm also saying the occult. So both of them were dealing with occult matters involving supernatural or secret knowledge, okay? And I'm seeing clairaudience, okay? And so I feel like one of the two were clairaudient. One of the two was clairaudient, okay? And so somebody wanted to know, well, was she going to tell that The Frenchman killed Udi. She said maybe. Maybe. This Two of Swords is a Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. This about communication. It's about being logical. And I'm seeing the Ace of Swords. And so when I see this Ace of Swords and these three, I feel like she was going to tell that he offed his best friend this Knight of Cups, okay? This Knight of Cups, there was a celebration. I feel like he was going to tell that he off Udi. She was going to tell that he off Udi, and there was a celebration. I feel like this celebration, when I see this celebration, I think of pregnancy announcement, wedding announcement, like family get-togethers, graduations, okay? And so this is the King of Swords. This is the Divine Masculine who is going to do a transformation, who could be very, very brutal with their tongue when they're not healed. And he was very, very brutal. He was very, ooh. And then I see this Ten of Pentacles. So this could have centered around money. Whatever happened between Udi and the Frenchman could have centered around money, okay? But she was going to tell that it wasn't that he was sleeping with men, even though he was sleeping with men. He was sleeping with men. He told that he was sleeping with men. When he said that he was in prison, when he said he was in prison, and I was doing my thing in prison. Well, in prison, they keep the females and the men separated. So you was doing your thing. So he told that he was messing with men. Okay, and then I'm also seeing, this says, hotter than blue blazes. This deal with sacral, lust, sexual energy. I'm also seeing the heart chakra, okay? So this deal with passion. It deals with sensuality. It deals with chemistry, longing, and instant crush, okay? And so they had a history. They had a chemistry. It could have been love, it could have been lust, okay? But it said hotter than blue blazes. Hotter than blue blazes. I got that blue fever, okay? So I'm also seeing over yonder, okay? This over yonder, when I see these mountains, I think of the throat chakra, okay? This says focus for anticipation, potential, eyes on the prize, choices and surprises, okay? And so somebody had their eyes on the prize when it came to, about a reward or some type of prize. I'm also seeing fixing to. And so it's like, I see the heart chakra, and I see this cat about to pounce on this mouse and cause all this confusion. This says fixing to, go get it, require and inspire action. Now is the time, readiness, follow through, okay? So when I see the number 7, I think of like divine guidance, spiritually guided, spiritually connected. And I'm also seeing the storm, okay? It is blowing up a storm. This storm card reminds me of the Tower card. Strong momentum, sudden change, necessary shakeup, transformation, hope, okay? So this was a necessary shakeup for them. It was unfortunate, but a necessary shakeup. And so they are still going through what they're going through. I'm also saying stomping grounds, okay? Old stomping grounds, okay? Emotional, heart chakra, the need for love, the need to exercise the throat chakra, okay? And so this about past memories, origin, tradition, tribute, okay, visit, past connections. I'm also seeing swinging on the front porch, good times. And so they're thinking about good times, cozy feeling, slow down, being in nature, and thankfulness, okay? And so there is an energy of needing to move on, okay? There's a need to move on. I'm saying boredom, monotony, small-mindedness, branch out, move on, novelty needed, okay? You belong here. So I see this taxi. It says you belong here. And so they are still together. You belong here. I don't think she so the karmic energy is still going. It's definitely still going. I'm seeing the grind. The grind don't stop. It didn't stop. It don't stop. It won't stop. It didn't stop. And so grind time, grinding. I'm also saying celebrate your wins. Celebrate your wins. And thrift shop magic, okay? And so I feel like to celebrate your wins, and I feel like the thrift shop magic was it was selling yourself short. He sold himself short, trying to be thrifty, trying to be clever, thinking he's clever, okay? And so what else? Let me go wrap this up. I see the bump on the log, lazing around, being lazy, non-response, disinterest. But I also see the pot called the kettle black, okay? And so they had a very, very checkered history. A very, very checkered history. This says hypocrisy, projection, similarity, blame, introspection needed. And so they blamed each other. They projected onto each other. They both were toxic, okay? They could not leave each other alone. And so they are still going through some of the same things they were going through when the live ended, okay? Matter of fact, let's do this right quick. I see courthouse legal document. I'm also saying divine flower, feminine energy. Yep. And then we're going to call it a day because I see, well, first I see honor what is ending. Honor what is ending. And so they were supposed to both honor what was ending. They were supposed to both release each other. This says honor what is ending. This is a death and a rebirth, okay? There's a death. And so there's Scorpio energy. This is a death and a transformation, transition. I see diluted attachments, okay? And then I see sit, watch, observe, and then make your move. And so they went the wrong way. Wrong way. Distractions leading you off course. Stay in sync with our spiritual self and path ego. So you're supposed to stay in sync with your spiritual self. And so they made a wrong decision. This is a karmic cycle. And so with that being said, thank you for watching. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to tell a friend to watch this, okay?